It's blessed. I'm doing Polly favorite, and I definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. I hope you are all doing so good today. We're all going through so many different transformations and purging, and you're doing a lot of shifts right now, and it may be throwing your whole body out of whack. But trust and believe everything is happening for a good reason, and it's going to take you towards positive purposes. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings. Love and light. And many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when your girl is about to upload her next video. Plus, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life, and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are very informative to you, uplifting, and give you good vibes that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times right now, and just needing, spiritual guidance, or just needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It's greatly appreciated, and I hope that you're able to resonate with the content of my video. I'm using Jason Stevenson's meditation channel again. The music that I'm listening to in the background is called All Seven Chakra Healing Music. Full body aura cleanse, release negativity, sleep music. Well, if you're hearing this music in the background and you feel some kind of heart palpitations, which I am, and I'm feeling crown vibrations, that's because of the music. So if that happens, you know why. So, matter of fact, let me turn it up just a little bit more. So, it's not drowning me out, but you can actually be able to go through the cleanse right along with me. And the video that I'm doing today is Twin Flame 101. Sorry about that, y'all. Twin Flame 101. Heyokas. Others are uncomfortable because you are being selective about where you're placing your energy, which we need to. You should always be very selective about what you're bringing into your in your space. A lot of times people, especially if you're going through major transformations, that will gonna send all type of folks towards your way. But also you have to understand that the universe is going to use it. It's the same way, because I forgot who I told that to, and they probably watch this video, so they know who I'm talking about. There's a lot of times when you're becoming stronger, it's just like the more that you release, the more you're being present in the now, and not allowing yourself to be reliving the cycles of pain from the past and worrying about the future, because the future hasn't came here yet. It's all about where you're at in your present, all about living in the now. And it's just like a lot of times we have to go through major channeling, major meditations, major cutting cords, allowing yourself to cut off vibes that may be either triggering you, or you already feel like it's being heavy with you. There's people that been out my life where there was things that I still needed to heal from. Hell, I'm still healing from. And I felt some type of way because they left my life like that. But everybody comes in your life for a reason or a season, and it is what it is. You just appreciate that person and what they brought there, whether it was good or it was bad. But it's just like when you're going through all these changes in your life, you start being very selective, because a lot of times where we don't put ourselves in situations where you know that vibe and something ain't right about that vibe. It's something, because anytime I feel like if that vibe is heavy, empath or not, I'm not about to, no, you gonna vacate my premises real quick. Especially no. I've lived my life too long for allowing people to be living in, it's like living in my space and you stealing stuff. You're taking away my joy, you're taking away my uplift, you're taking away my healing process, you're taking away my peace of mind. No. And I allowed that. So it's not like, because a lot of times we place our power in something, don't even realize we're doing that. And it was just like, even when I feel myself about to go there, I'm like, no, draw back. check all emergency exits, press pause for the calls. You have to be able to do that, because it's like you're in that time right now. It's like we're going through these retrogrades. We're going through cosmic portal openings where it's like all the old, it's a push and pull factor right now. So it's just like things are coming in layers to you. You may be feeling like, oh, I'm chill about this, I'm good, I'm healed from that. Next thing you know, a whole daggone, a section that really triggered you or traumatized you in a situation when it came to a certain place or a certain person, and it come back, and it's like, and when it comes back, it's like you're embodying that whole emotion again. And it's like, no, you're going into the new, you're stepping into a world where you're going to have happiness and abundance, and this cannot go with you. So yes, we're going to bring up layers of stuff. Yes, we're going to bring people that way to see how you're going to be able to handle certain things that's taking place, in your atmosphere. How you're going to be able to handle things. You can't be able to, go through things like you used to. You can't handle things like you used to. You can't deal with certain people like you used to. This is your time where you have to be a little selfish, and sometimes it feels wrong, but it's just like when manipulators, they don't like it when you putting up boundaries anyway. And that is what it is. When people can't take advantage of you, people can't steal your peace, can't steal whatever they're trying to steal from you. They get upset about that because you're putting boundaries up. You already know if this person is no good. It can be a family member. Sometimes you got to do that. It can be a friend that you don't have since you were a twinkle in your mom in your daddy's eye, you know, and a rumble in your mama's stomach, whatever. You have to be able to do that. You have to do what's right for you, because it's like push come to shove. You have to understand they're gonna probably do the same thing. Oh Lord, no. And I used to get upset about that, but you just don't know. A lot of times, even in the painfulest situations, are blessings in disguise for you. And I had to learn that. And there are certain times I'm just like, why did I allow this to happen? And sometimes, then I have to draw myself back and allow myself to rearrange my perspective on how I look at that situation. And now it's just like, what? I appreciate what that brought me. Because a lot of times you have to be able to change how you're looking at things. If it's still coming up, either that situation is resurfacing because it needs to dissipate, it needs to dissolve, or it's allowing you to remind you of that certain situation and the choices you made into that and how it made you feel, what it ended up, like you brought somebody in your life, or you done told, you could have been best friends with a guy or a girl, and you done told them about a situation with your significant other. And it could have been your homeboy to up and try to sleep with your girl because she wanted to hit with the homies or whatever. Or the guys are like that. They Tatianas. Thought the Tatianos, Tonos, Tonys, whatever. It's like one of them type situations. And you're like, Dad, my mom always used to say, don't ever discuss your bed talk, your bed situation with no other female, because they will try you. Woo! I've learned that out the hard way. And then I understood what my mom was talking about. So it's just like, even when you have bad relationships and they didn't work out, you have to appreciate all what those relationships taught you. What was the good? What was the bad? What you needed to improve on? What you needed to look out for? What you need to stay the heck away from? And this is all about your transformation. This is all about your brand. You're making up something new. This is like something that's not been discovered yet. So you're making up something new, but you're learning from the lessons. And it's just like you have to be very, you're going through a big transformation right now. So you're extra sensitive on everything. You ain't got time to be putting yourself in something where you see somebody and they're very self-destructive about self. And if they want to be able to do that, you have to be able to love them from a distance. If they're not, they keep popping up in and out of your life, and that includes family too. And you already see that, maybe y'all bumped heads or something like that. No apologies coming up, and a lot of times, it can be prideful. But if you see it's becoming a habit for that person, you have to be able to step back. You have me first, you know. I'm going through a lot. You may be going through a lot, and it's just like what you're doing right now is a little bit too much for me. So when I get my stuff straight, you work on you while I'm working on me. If you don't work on you, hey, I send you the blessings and wish you well. And a lot of times you have to do I have to tell people, you have to make decisions that may break your heart, but it's going to heal your soul. You need that peace of mind. And a lot of times we keep dealing with people that you already know that is going to disrupt your peace anytime they see you doing something. Because when it's somebody who's already threatened by you, they always want to know stuff. They want to know the plan before the plan is executed. You have to be quiet until it's signed, still delivered. And half of the time, people don't even want to tell you that until it's been like 2 3 months, or hell, even a year or two, in the making, where it's already been there. I'm like, oh girl, I've been that. I was watching a reality show. It was funny as I don't know what. I love my girl Tammy Rowland on Basketball Wives. Her and her husband, I forgot what her husband, Reggie, I think that was his name. They were married for a year and a half. She didn't tell nobody because she already knew nobody wasn't gonna be happy for her, because she was people kept bringing her in drama. She been in certain situations where she was toxic for herself, but she changed for the better. She done leveled up. I mean, homegirl is glowed up. I love Tammy, and she had to do very selective. Shoot, she's not even on, Basketball Wives anymore. I'll say, shoot, I don't even watch TV now, but when I did watch it, she took herself off. She got too many things going on. She got her Bonnet Chronicles. She's in movies. She's doing Broadway. She has her own makeup line, hairline. Now she's making her own music. And she had to distance herself. If you want to be able to do good and do good on your path and where you trying to go to, you have to cut cords with stuff that you already know. It's going to be slowing down the process of the progress of your blessings, or totally block you from it. Because when people, I've had people just step back in my life, and I already know, like, oh, you must know, you must feel, or you think there's something about to pop off with me. So you coming around, hey girl, I ain't heard from you in a long time. It's gonna be another long time, because I really don't have anything to talk about. But I hope you wish you well, and I don't even want to say I'm gonna talk to you later, because I'll be lying. But it's just like, I have to appreciate those things. People pop back up in your life because universe is wanting to see how you gonna respond to that person. You already see when y'all last communicated, it wasn't that well. It's all about how are you going to handle people that mishandled you. How are you going to treat people how they treated you. And a lot of times I used to hold grudges when I know I've been nice to a person. I've been more than a sister friend to somebody, and you did some real trite stuff to me, and I used to embarrass them. You could be in a group full of people, and I'm like, oh, she a hoe, you better keep her away from you. Yeah, I used to do stuff like that. And now it's just like, when I see it now, and I feel bad for what I did, because I allowed my power to go into that situation that person put me in. Or, I seen them put somebody else in. But then it's just like, you look at them. It's like anybody who's going to degrade themselves or disrespect themselves to get something that they want, where it wasn't genuine. You didn't work hard for it. You didn't work for this. You have to have a low self-esteem for you to, when you doing stuff and you making choices where it's disrespecting your love for self, it's disrespecting your integrity, your dignity, all those different things. You have to be a person that is really damaged, where you're doing different things to hurt somebody and don't realize you're hurting yourself more than you are hurting that person. Because it's like, when you're doing something, you're dipping and dabbing in stuff that you shouldn't be doing, and it can be hurting somebody. And then on top of that, when you connected with those people, it's really messed up. So it's just like, now when I see somebody, I say, I hope they're okay. And don't even go back, oh, I remember when they did this. Mm-mm. When I see them, I say, I hope they're okay. Even though when they see me, they haul ass, because they think I'm still on that. I say, baby, you approaching the old me, and ain't even there no more. I seen a meme the other day. It was like, when Mariah Carey, they were talking about some old stuff. She was like, and who is this now? And I appreciate where my old self was. I've learned a lot from my old self. But it's just like, if it's not putting food on my table, or let me not even say that, if it's not bringing joy to my heart, it's not uplifting me, it's not nourishing me, it's not enlightening me, it's not bringing laugh to the point I'm almost in tears, if it's not bringing any kind of positive vibe to my life, I'm not going to allow myself to even go in that direction. And it could be a high, hey, and keep on going. I don't have time for a conversation. I got my own things that I'm invested in. I'm invested in my life of promise, because it's just like, I've seen my situation. I won't say, I mean, even though I had a lot of bad experiences when my experience came out and people knew the truth about me. I had good, I had good situations. I had fanatic situations, but I've also had negative blocking. But all those things has brought a value of knowledge that I can take along the way and say, you know what, now I experience these things. Because my mom always used to tell me I'm going to end up experiencing these things, and I really didn't understand what she was saying. And when I got towards myself going through transformation, I used to cry a lot because it was so many people that I loved and cared for. When they understood what was going on in my life that I kept so secret, then they found out who I was related to. I started seeing people's true intentions of me. And it was like, these are people that I've known for years that I never thought they would do that. Or I was just going through my era of being just straight blind and naive, you know, of feeling like, oh, that person won't do that to me because I wouldn't do that to them. No, not everybody got the same heart as you. Not everybody got the same mindset as you, you know. And it's just like a lot of times I've seen different things where I've seen different people, you know, they were doing like the stuff I'm doing, or they got discovered singing or whatever, and they made it big. And they were like, what's the highs and the lows of you being discovered? You know, you're being an overnight sensation or whatever. And they said the highs about it is I'm doing everything that I love. I've always dreamt of doing these things, that I'm finally doing it, so it seems surreal. But the low is the people that I truly cared about, they turned on me, you know, because they weren't happy. There were some people that were happy for them, but there were some people that was quick to try to stab them in their back because they didn't want to see that for them. So I can totally relate to that, even though I'm not, you know, famous or anything like that. But it's just like when people seen that what I was saying, I wasn't just saying something at the top of my neck or wanting attention or whatever. When they see my truth, there was a lot of times I did not get so good reactions, but it was a blessing in disguise to me, you know. But I grew from it. I forgive it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna allow myself to forget what that situation taught me, you know. And it helped me get my growth. You know, I'm okay. I'm going through transformation. You know, not everything is easy that you go through because you're going through a lot of reflection. You're swallowing, you have to digest that pill called truth. Because a lot of times when we reflect on things and we're facing things that we suppressed for so long, a lot of times you'll fix it up in your head and you don't want to even go that route, even though this is something, if you want to know, if you want to go towards bigger and better, you have to face the things that held you back for so long, because you could have been had certain things, even though everything happens at divine time. Let me not say that it could have been happening. Let me say that, because everything happens for a reason. So allow me to retort that. My mistake, my fault. So let me say that we all go through life lessons where we learn, we grow, we get wiser, we get smarter, we get stronger. But you had to learn from those life lessons. You know, you can't sit up here and say, I wish I never met that person, or I wish I didn't go down this road, I wish I didn't do that. Every person, every situation has taught you something. It gave you growth and allowed you to say, you know what, I've been there. You know, I don't have, you know, my mom's ex-husband and his wife always used to tell me when I got in stuff, when I used to get in trouble back in the day, they were like, what if you get famous? Aren't you worried about what people gonna think? You know, what they gonna say? I'm like, where am I getting famous from? You know, what is it? You know, and just didn't really understand what they were talking about. And it was just like, they made me feel like I should be shamed for the things that I did. You know, I used to dance, you know, I used to be a pill popper. I drank heavy. You know, these are the things that I was exposed to, you know, not the dancing thing, but you know, I had children. I had children at a young age. So it was like, you know, yeah, I dance. So what? You know, this is for me and my children. This is something to make sure I'm going to do for my kids. My mom sacrificed for me, and I'm going to have to sacrifice for mine. You know, and I have no problem with people knowing that. I said, it's like, I don't dance anymore. I don't pill pop. I don't drink. Hell, I don't smoke weed. You know, I smoked weed for like, what is it, from 2012 all the way until 2018. You know, I'm dealing with a lot of trauma, you know, dealing with a lot of things that my family kept from me, you know, and that took a lot out of me. But it's just like, that's my experience. You can't judge me because I sin differently than you. You know, a lot of people aren't going to admit the things they did in the past. You know, when people become famous, they try to make sure everything's expunged out of their past, but you are not what your past is. Your past has made you a better person. So you should never be ashamed of the things you went through. You know, people will tell me certain things about their life. I'm not going to judge you just because you did different things than me. We have all had our weaknesses. We all have had a somewhat of an addiction, and addiction doesn't always have to be a drug. It could be something negative, or it was a plan of an escape for you facing things. But when you're allowing yourself to upgrade from that, now, if you're still doing the same things you were doing 10, 11 years ago, and you still doing the same thing, you got to upgrade yourself. You have to be your own upgrade. No matter if somebody ain't giving you credit, somebody ain't giving you recognition, somebody ain't saying, hey, I'm proud of you. You have to be proud of yourself. Because a lot of people, they ain't gonna be proud of you, because the fact is their dreams is just on flop, because they didn't want to take that change. They didn't want to make those sacrifices. They didn't want to have to let go of something else so they can pick up something else. They wanted to be able to happen when they wanted it to. And that's not how things work, you know. So I just don't, I'm very selective about what I put my energy in. You know, who I'm opening myself up to. I had to learn about those things. You know, what I have to keep towards myself. If I'm going to be going through change, you can't tell everything. You know, and that'll be something. You know, I used to get mad. I'm just like, well, this is my life. I'm happy I discovered these things, but I didn't know people would bite me just because of the fact of certain things. You know, it's just like people say, well, you shouldn't really, you know, say nothing about who your dad is. I'm like, why? You know, you have your dad. You know, if you, it's like Happy Father's Day or whatever, you should be able to put up your dad. Okay, but when it comes to mine, I shouldn't do that. I don't give a damn. You know, this is my life. You know, I went through these different things. You know, so it's just like, I get it and I understand, you know, a lot of times that you can't really talk a lot about certain things in your life, because it's not the fact that you're ashamed of it or you have something to hide, because a lot of times people are not going to have your best interest at heart. I've seen that going through, you know, my awakening. I really found that out, you know. And when I went through my stuff and actually found out the truth about my life, and you know, it was traumatic. It was very, very traumatic. But then when I see it, it brought a purpose. You know, being open, being honest with others, being honest with myself. You know, it's just like anytime you make videos and you're doing things about your life experiences, what you have endured, what you were exposed to, you know, you're leaving yourself out there for judgment. But I'm just like, who, you know, I don't care if anybody judges me. I said, whatever their opinion is about me, it's not going to change what I went through. It's not going to change how I felt, you know. um it is what it is, you know. So it's just like, I can't put my energy on something I can't change. You know, I can change how I react towards different things. I can allow a lot of things. I don't even have to give it my reply. You know, people like, why don't you stop talking to me? Why are you doing this? If it's not bringing nothing to my energy, and your energy seem kind of, you know, wishy-washy, and you feeling kind of sketchy with me, or you know, I'm getting that side eye kind of vibration from you, I'm gonna just make peace with it. And I don't have to explain anything to you. I'm just getting you out my life. You know, I wish you the best. I hope the best for you, but I got to do what's best for me. And that's why you have to do what's best for you. You have to make decisions a lot of times, like I'm going to say again. It can be in a relationship. It can be in a partnership. It can be within a marriage. If you know they're not giving you your worth and they're not appreciating your worth or appreciating your presence, you have to make those decisions that may break your heart, because you really love those people. But you're gonna have to part ways with them as well, because you got something better that's coming along. Those are the things, when you go through painful situations, especially when it comes from people that you have either, you know, they done gave birth to you or you done gave birth to them, all this stuff. And it's sad that you have to go through things like that, but sometimes you have to love people from a distance. And a lot of times you have to show that love for yourself to let you know you're not going to tolerate this. You know, I've been in a toxic relationship for a long time, long time. It's like 20 years. But I was just like, God, dog, that's a long time to be with somebody. And all you ain't really brought nothing out of it except a child. And just, you know, well, actually, that was a lot. Because I learned how to love myself from my toxic situation I was in. I didn't love myself. You know, I always sit up here and got into situations where I seen people dog me. And it's like, long as I had that longing for connection, I just didn't care how they treated me. And you know, I would put my happiness aside to make somebody else's happy, you know. And I was just like, that was a high price to pay. You know, especially when they ain't caring about you being happy, don't care how certain things made you uncomfortable. You trying to make somebody happy. Now it's about me. You know, if my happiness spoils your life, that doesn't have anything to do with me. You have to fix your life to where you're not being upset when you see other people's lives. It's not conflicting with yours. I can see if somebody being doggish towards you and doing things to hurt you about your life, but then you have to separate yourself from them as well. You have to do a lot of things and be bold with yourself and stick to your integrity, stick to what your decision is, no matter what takes place, because you're gonna have to be the one living with that decision. You know, don't be with somebody, especially if you're in a relationship. Don't be with somebody because you feel like you can't find better. Yes, you can. You know, because people like, you'll never find somebody like me. Hell, I hope not. That is the whole point. That is the whole point. I want to find something better. But I appreciate what you brought me because it made me stronger. Made me very strong. If you cannot appreciate my presence, if you can't value my worth like I value my worth, we can't deal. If my happiness is going, I have to take away my happiness to make you happy. That's too much. That's too expensive for me. You have to do what's right for you. You have to be able to control your peace. You can't control situations and relationships and connections, but you can control what you allow yourself to attach to, connect with, move around with, talk with, have sex with. You got to really be careful with that. All those things, you have a choice in the matter. You can choose to not choose. You can choose to not choose. Be picky about where you're socializing yourself with, who you talking to. you know it is what it is. But if you're there trying to help somebody, you're not healing anybody. They have to do that themselves. You can be that positive reminder. You can allow them to say, you know what, I've been through this. You don't have to go into detail about it, but you say, I can understand where you're coming from and I feel your pain. But you have to be able to allow yourself to make the decisions that's going to be better for you. It's going to be right for you. And it's like, when after everything is said and done, because you have to go through a grieving period of anything you have gone through, and it's gone through so long, you have gone through a grieving period. You have to allow yourself to heal through that period. See the things that you did right, see the things you did wrong, see the things you should have paid attention to. That's all about your healing process, all about the grief, because you're allowing yourself to face a lot of things. It's not comfortable. So you have to do what's best for you. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of my video. I love y'all so much. I pray that everybody is, you're going through this, and we're going through a lot right now. The world is going through major changes. I don't want to say chaos, because everything, even though we got a lot of sad things that's going on in life, you're seeing everything for its truest form. Everything that's going on in the world has been going on in the world. It's just a lot of spotlight going on to it where it needs to change. So if we want the world to change, we have to become that change within ourselves and have that pass on, just like every other negative things coming out. We can pass around all the lovely things as well. So I want to give a post notification shout out. Who am I going to shout out today? Archangel Revelations, Korthi, uh, uh, Winunda. I hope I pronounced your name right. I apologize. Is Eleanor, Leonore. I hope that I pronounced that right as well. And Little Luz Orion. Much love to you as well. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Drop a line. I would love a chance to get to know you. Drop me a line. I'll give you a post notification shout out. If you need to get in touch with me privately, you can always find me on Facebook Messenger. Drop me a line. Let me know what you have going on. Let me know that you connect with me here, and what's your questions or inquiries about your spiritual path. I can try my best to help you. Let it be serious, please. And whatever we speak on is confidential. And if I can't tell you, I will get you the information to give you a deeper understanding of your spiritual purpose. So like and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification button. Share. Tell somebody about the channel. And even through your social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, positivity, as well as prosperity words, vibes, frequencies. You never know, all those things can really take somebody a long way. And I hope and pray that everything you're trying to manifest comes 1,000,000,000 times more than what you expected, what you asked for, even what you prayed for, and it comes sooner than you expected as well. And I will see y'all in my next video. Much love to you. Peace and be wild.